Hey everybody, welcome back to the Mastiff Ranch and Rescue. I want to go over looking at puppies, buying a puppy from a reputable breeder. I'm going to show you some documents today. I want to remind everybody, these are copyrighted. These do belong to not only myself, but my breeding partner in Canada. You're welcome to share the videos, but please respect that these are copyrighted documents, okay? So, you're thinking about buying a Mastiff puppy. Awesome. Well, let's go over some things. When you're buying from a reputable breeder, one of the first things you should have to fill out is what we call a puppy questionnaire. You see this is one page here, and you see we got lots of questions, right? Then this is page 2, and here we're going to have even more questions. Now you can see on here, we were kind of joking around when we did this because, like I said, we are partners, so very good friends. We've been together for a little while now. As you can see, there's more questions, and you can see what we ask. And a lot of reasons you're going to fill this out is we want to make sure that these dogs are going to good homes. And this is page 4. Okay, now you see here, are you interested, or will you be spaying or neutering this dog? Not until 2 years old. I'm going to cover that again later, but there's a reason for doing that, and we'll get into that in a little while. And you can see you ever had a dog euthanized? Unfortunately, yes, I have. I run a rescue, so I've had to have them done. It's not something we like to have done. Your vet name, info. We're gonna ask for references. Okay, now that's done. Now, once you've done that and gotten approved, then the next step is going to be your actual contract. And there's a reason we do these. This is so we know, and you know, that if anything happens, you violate this contract, we're going to come after you for 1. 2, anything happens for any reason, we want the pup back. You can see there's the health questionnaire and things like that. Most breeders are going to offer you a health guarantee. That doesn't necessarily mean the dog is never going to get sick. It just means that they are free from certain defects. We've done everything possible to test for that. And these are also going to, most of these are going to get into breeders, whether you can breed the dog or not. If you violate that, like with us, we have a $10,000 clause. You violate our contract, we're coming after you. And these are quite lengthy. See, this is the non-breeding agreement part, and then you're responsible for your fees. Our dogs are tattooed. The dogs in Canada are tattooed. The dogs in the States are microchipped. Canada, some people still haven't quite caught up to the microchipping thing. And even some in the States, but we do that as a breeder because we want to make sure. And then this is the owner guarantee, genetic defects. This is just states what they're free of, what we think they're free of. And your breeder is should go over all this, and then you have your new information, and then your breeder information. Now your breeder is going to go over all this, but like I say, going through a good reputable breeder, it should be comparable to trying to get a mortgage with the amount of paperwork you're going to have to do. So then after you've bought your puppy, you've been approved, you've got your pup paid for, once you have your pup, you're going to get one of these. This here is a CKC. This is not AKC. This is not American Kennel Club. This is Canadian Kennel Club. American looks pretty similar to this. They're a little bit different. I actually have to have hers transferred. I just haven't done it yet. But you'll get this. It'll say non-breeding, non-reproduction. That means you're not allowed to breed this dog. If you did violate your contract and breed the dog, you could never register the pups. And if the original breeder found out, they can actually come after you. And then, this is what else you should get, okay? this is Vivian's dad, my big buddy Cole. He's actually a champion at the Canadian Kennel Club. He's a show dog. So you should get all this information from your breeder when you get your pup. I mean, this is a pretty big little folder here. And again, guys, this is just trying to give you a heads up, because there's people breeding these guys that shouldn't be. There's dogs being produced that shouldn't be. This is Cole's. This is his Good Neighbor certificate from Canada, which I believe is equivalent to our Canine Good Citizen. And here we have our testing. See, myelopathy has been tested for. Then you're going to have his canine information. And actually, this is the mother. This is Liz, this would be Lizzie's, I do believe. But you're going to have they should have an eye test. The orthopedics, it's going to be hips, elbows, joints. This is where you come into your OFA. You're also going to have a heart test. But I want to say, see, this is the results of the examination submitted to OFA indicate that no evidence of patellar luxation was recognized, meaning that the female that was Vivian's mom didn't have any joint issues. And down here it says basically the same thing. It just says no cardiac, which is your heart. So there was no evidence there. These guys are prone to these things, and if they're not tested for, you don't know what you're getting. And when you're paying anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 for a pup, you should know what you're getting. And this is the dysplasia one. You see, there was no evidence of elbow dysplasia. There was no evidence of hip dysplasia. And this here is for Libby. This is her myelopathy DNA test. Some breeders, I don't know, I'm not going to get down on breeders on this, because not all breeders in the States are doing DNA testing yet. Most of the really good ones are, just because they like to know. It's just another insurance policy. We also do a coat length test. This is for, so you don't end up with a fluffy. Fluffies are not recognized as a breed standard. So we deliberately try not to breed a dog that has that DNA trait. It doesn't really hurt. It doesn't affect the dog, but they're no longer actually ready. You can show them, but it's hard. It's just not recognized yet in the Kennel Club Association. And then you have your pedigree lines, and this takes a lot to go over, but basically you have sire and dam, and then that sire and dam, and so on and so forth. And this is, you know, you don't have to have this, but this is good, especially if you're going to breed a dog, because we try not to keep them so they're not too related. This one here was for Cole, and again, then I have one for Libby, which was Vivian's mom and dad, and then we have Cole's testing. Again, he has no patellar luxation, no heart issues. And then again, here's his orthopedic stuff. His eye test is good. See, if he comes back, he's got good hip joint conformation. And now keep in mind, guys, these are records from Canada. The States, they're a little bit different makeup, but they say the same exact stuff. And then again, a coat late DNA test. And affected basically means that he has the genes for the fluffy, but there was a reason that he was bred. Normally we wouldn't, but Libby had a single coat, and to get double coated pups, we had to breed this way. And then again, this is her actual name is Libby, but this is her Kennel Club name. This is Vivian's mom. And then always, you should get a health certificate of your pup from their vet, from your breeder's vet. so you know what you're getting. And then again, their shot records. So again, when you're, like I say, guys, when you're looking at buying a pup, you got to be choosy. Make sure you're getting a good one. You know, if the breeder is not asking you a ton of questions, wanting to know things, you're probably not going with a good breeder. And as you can see, this is a pretty good little folder. I mean, it's not shabby. And that's, you know, protects you and it protects the breeder. And contracts are important because you don't want these dogs. Number one, we don't want them ended up where they don't belong. We don't want them being bred. We want to make sure that if anything happens and you can no longer keep the pup, that pup has to be returned to us. Things like that. So again, guys, if you're looking to buy a pup, do your due diligence, do the research. Just because somebody has AKC dogs does not mean they're necessarily good breeding. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. They need to be tested. Health tested is big. Hope you guys find this information a little bit helpful. Again, if you have any questions, email me, mastiffranchandrescue@gmail.com. You can always shoot me up on the Facebook page too, Mastiff Ranch and Rescue LLC. We're here. If you guys need something covered, I haven't covered it, good enough, let me know. We'll get to it. But again, guys, this is what you're looking at if you're going to buy a puppy. You know, you should be filling out a questionnaire. They want to know. They want to check check everything. Vets, references, whether you can have a dog, even if you rent, and then you're going to sign a contract separate. So keep that in mind, guys. And like I say, to buy a good Mastiff, a well-bred Mastiff, you're looking at anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, depending on where you're at and who you're buying your dogs from. Spending more money does not necessarily mean you're getting a better bred dog. Keep that in mind. It's all in the breeding. It's all in how they're bred. If you don't know, I always say go with your gut instinct. If you don't think it's the right deal, don't do it. Ask questions. Ask people. Remember, every breeder is going to have at least one bad experience out there. The ones that come forth and say, well, listen, you can talk to this person. They weren't real happy, but this is what I did to make it right. That's usually where you want to go. If you have one that has like, oh, my dog was fine until they got a hold of it, and then it got aggressive or did this or did that, there's probably an issue there. A breeder that has one dog that turns aggressive is one thing. A breeder that's had several dogs that have turned aggressive, that's something else. That's something in the breeding program that should have been changed that wasn't. Keep that in mind. Like I say, guys, any more questions, hit me up, mastiffranchandrescue@gmail.com. Or you can shoot me a message off the Facebook page, or if you follow my page, shoot me a message. I'm not always right there to respond, but I will get back to you. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.